Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on April 1st, 2022 at New Panihati Dham in Atlanta, Georgia, USA.
So we're going to continue reading Chaitanya book.
Going to continue reading Caitanya book.
And currently, time in India
Apparently, the time in India
is around 5
is around 5
a.m.
a.m.
So, here we have the North America and
Here we can have North America and
South America
South America
at this time.
at this time.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 7.125.
প্রাকৃত চিন্তামণির দৃষ্টান্ত তথাপি অচিন্ত সত্ত্বে হয় অধিকারী প্রাকৃত চিন্তামণি তাহে দৃষ্টান্ত যে ধরি.
Using the example of a touchstone, which by its energy turns iron to gold and yet remains the same, we can understand that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead transforms his innumerable energies, he remains unchanged.
Say, this is answering Shankaracharya
Answering Sankaracharya,
when he said that Krishna is transformed.
where he says Krishna is transformed.
And Lord Chaitanya is saying that
Lord Chaitanya is saying that
Krishna remains the same.
Krishna remains the same.
নানারত্ন রাশি হয় চিন্তামণি হইতে তথাপিহ মণি রহে স্বরূপে অবিকৃতে.
Although a touchstone produces many varieties of valuable jewels, it nevertheless remains the same. It does not change its original form.
Because we don't have experience of touchstones.
Of course, we don't have experience of touchstones.
But apparently, previously, they were available.
Apparently, previously they were available.
And when a touchstone works, it transforms things.
The way touchstone works, it transforms things.
So it remains the same.
It remains the same.
So that example is used.
That example is used.
Krishna remains the same.
Krishna remains the same.
And his energies transform.
And his energies transform. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 7.127.
শক্তি পরিণত হইলেও স্বয়ং নিকাট হইল। প্রাকৃত বস্তুতে যদি অচিন্ত শক্তি হয় ঈশ্বরের অচিন্ত শক্তি ইতে কি বিস্ময়.
If there is such inconceivable potency in material objects, why should we not believe in the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? But the argument of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described in this verse can be very easily understood even by a common man if he simply thinks of the activities of the sun, which has been giving off unlimited amounts of heat and light since time immemorial, and yet has not even slightly decreased in power. Modern science believes that it is by sunshine that the entire cosmic manifestation is maintained, and actually one can see how the actions and reactions of sunshine maintain order throughout the universe. The growth of vegetables and even the rotation of the planets take place due to the heat and light of the sun. Sometimes, therefore, modern scientists consider the sun to be the original cause of creation, not knowing that the sun is only a medium, for it is also created by the supreme energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aside from the sun and the touchstone, there are many other material things that transform their energy in different ways and yet remain as they are. It is not necessary, therefore, for the original cause, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to change due to the changes or transformation of its different energies. The falsity of Sripad Sankaracharya's explanation of Vivarta-vāda and Parinama-vāda has been detected by the Vaishnava Acharyas, especially Jiva Goswami, whose opinion is that actually Shankara did not understand the Vedanta Sutra. In Sankara's explanation of one sutra, Anandamayo Vyasat, he has interpreted the affix Maya with such word jugglery that this very explanation proves that he had little knowledge of the Vedanta Sutra, but simply wanted to support his impersonalism through the aphorisms of the Vedanta philosophy. Actually, however, he failed to do so because he could not put forward strong arguments. In this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami cites the phrase Brahma Pucham Pratishta, Taittiriya Upanishad 2.5, which gives Vedic evidence that Brahman is the origin of everything. In explaining this verse, Sripad Sankaracharya interpreted various Sanskrit words in such a way that he implied, according to Jiva Goswami, that Vyasadeva had very little knowledge of higher logic. Such unscrupulous deviation from the real meaning of the Vedanta Sutra has created a class of men who, by word jugglery, try to derive various indirect meanings from the Vedic literatures, especially the Bhagavad Gita. One of them has even explained that the word Kurukshetra refers to the body. Such interpretations imply, however, that neither Lord Kṛṣṇa nor Vyasadeva had a proper sense of word usage or etymological adjustment. They lead one to assume that since Lord Kṛṣṇa could not personally sense the meaning of what he was speaking, and Vyasadeva did not know the meaning of what he was writing, Lord Kṛṣṇa left his book to be explained later by the Mayavadis. Such interpretations merely prove, however, that their proponents have very little philosophical sense. Instead of wasting one's time falsely deriving such indirect meanings from the Vedanta Sutra and other Vedic literatures, one should accept the words of these books as they are. In presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is, therefore, we have not changed the meaning of the original words. Similarly, if one studies the Vedanta Sutra as it is, without whimsical and capricious adulteration, one can understand the Vedanta Sutra very easily. Srila Vyasadeva therefore explains the Vedanta Sutra beginning from the first sutra, Janmadhyasya Yata, in his Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1. Janmadhyasya Yato Anvayaditi Ratas Charte Swabhijyaswara. I meditate upon him, Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, the transcendental reality, who is the primeval cause of all causes, from whom all manifested universes arise, in whom they dwell and by whom they are destroyed. I meditate upon that eternally effulgent Lord who is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations and yet is fully independent. The Supreme Person of Godhead knows very well how to do everything perfectly. He is avidya, always fully conscious. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad Gita 7.26 that He knows everything, past, present and future, but that no one but a devotee knows Him as He is. Therefore, the Absolute Truth, the Personality of Godhead, is at least partially understood by devotees of the Lord. But the Mayavadi philosophers, who unnecessarily speculate to understand the Absolute Truth, simply waste their time.
So here we see why Prabhupada wrote
Here we see why Prabhupada wrote
Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Bhagavad Gita as it is.
And he was presenting the Vedanta Sutra as it is.
The Vedanta Sutra as it is.
And we understand very easy.
It's very easy.
And how the Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural
How Srimad Bhagavatam, its natural
explanation of the Vedanta Sutra.
Explanation of the Vedanta Sutra.
So, Shankaracharya, he used word jugglery
Shankaracharya, he used word jugglery
in order to get his meanings.
to get his meanings.
But actually, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Vedanta Sutra as it is,
But actually, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Vedanta Sutra as it is,
very clearly understood.
very clearly understood.
But somehow, Shankaracharya, he criticized
Somehow, Shankaracharya, he criticized
Vyasadeva,
Vyasadeva,
implying that he didn't understand.
implying that he didn't understand.
So, Srimad, the Vedic literatures written by Vyasadeva
Vedic literatures written by Vyasadeva
are perfect.
are perfect.
And the explanation of the Vedic literatures
The explanation of Vedic literatures
by Vyasadeva
by Vyasadeva
is perfect.
is perfect.
We should be very careful not to listen to the Mayavadi interpretations.
So we should be very careful not to listen to the Mayavadi's interpretations.
They tend to twist things
As they tend to twist things,
and rather than explaining the personality of God as a person,
rather than explaining the personality of Godhead as person,
they try to make him impersonal.
try to make him impersonal. Thus ends the chapter entitled Refutation of Vivarta-vāda, the theory of illusion, under the section How all the residents of Varanasi became Vaishnavas.
Lord Caitanya was explaining
See, Lord Caitanya, he was explaining
these things to the Mayavadi sannyasis.
these things to the Mayavadi sannyasis.
And as a result, the Mayavadi sannyasis accepted
As a result, the Mayavadi sannyasis accepted
the instructions of Lord Caitanya.
Instructions of Lord Chaitanya.
They became Vaishnavas.
They became Vaishnavas.
So in the same way, we have to be very expert
In the same way, we have to be very expert
to explain the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam so that
explain Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam so that
Mayavadis and Personalists can be convinced.
the Mayavadis, impersonalists may be convinced.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.